Hey guys, Tim here with the Long Hair Gardener, and today I just want to do a quick update and show you some of the new plants that are blooming here in my garden. We are in soon to be mid-July. I don't even know what month it is. So it has been very warm here. We've been in the 90s and a lot of stuff has been happening, a lot of growth back here in my garden. So let's go around, take a look, and I will show you what's been going on. All right, let's get started over here in the potted plant section. Where to begin? So I guess we'll start here with this really big planter. This has been looking not as good as it could be. I think maybe there's a watering issue here. I did put a lot of plants into this planter, and this sweet potato vine here in the front I know does take a lot of water, and it may be pulling too much water from some of the other plants. I have a verbena over here and a bacopa, which really aren't doing anything, and then I also have a petunia over here, which is also not looking so good. So I did go in and I trimmed back the bacopa and the verbena, and they are looking a little bit better, and I may actually have to come back here and trim back some of this sweet potato vine, because you can see it is dominating this planter. Moving right next door, I do have the calla lilies, which are looking great. I do have a nice white bloom right here, and some older blooms which have turned green. I kind of like that that's what they do after they're done blooming. They kind of get this nice green color. The plants around the base are also doing okay. I have been having a lot of problems with petunias this year. They're just not looking great. Maybe is too hot for them, but the coleus are doing okay. Let's see, moving right next door, the brown-eyed Susans are starting to bloom, and let's just zoom back over here real quick. The diamond frost euphorbia is doing amazing. It was also kind of dominating this particular pot, so I did go back in and kind of cut some of it back, which is perfectly fine to do to your plants. I'm constantly coming in here. You can see another petunia that's not doing great. I'm constantly coming in here and trimming plants back. It really helps them get fuller, and also sometimes they just get too long and too leggy and they kind of fall over. So constantly trimming them back really helps them look better and to get fuller foliage. So a new plant that is finally blooming is this cleome right here. It's looking a little sad at the moment, a little wilty, because like I said, it has been in the 90s, but overall looking pretty good. I'm happy with that. I did grow that from seeds, and it's finally doing something. I have two of those that are blooming. I'll show you the other one in just a second. Two of my other cleomes unfortunately did die. I had some ants attack them, but I do have two survivors. The echinacea, or purple coneflower, these are looking amazing. I'm so happy that these are here. Honestly, I don't remember planting this particular plant right here, and I definitely did not plant this one that is growing up in the stones. They just kind of appeared out of nowhere, but they are a happy little surprise. Right next door, we have the coleus down here are looking really good. They've finally all grown together, just kind of creating this nice variegation of different colors of leaves. So I'm very happy with this area. Back here, the poor Persian shield looks a little wilted. I did just water it, but I do want to point out how nice this Turina plant is looking. And of course the mojito colocasia is pretty much dominating this pot, which is fine. Moving right next door here, this is a teacup colocasia. Things are looking pretty good. Back here we have some caladiums and of course some hostas, and then this houseplant. I don't know what has been going on lately, but the birds are just pooping all over everything. So everything has a coating all over it. I have to constantly be hosing that off. Back here behind the tree, I do have some pots of elephant ears. You can see one leaf right here. It's a big one. But I have decided to put those in the back. Actually, let me come back over here. Again, there is another elephant ear right here. And I think I just completely glazed over the fact that there is one right over here. So I've kind of tucked those in throughout, trying to keep them near the back walls so that they're not taking up too much space. While we're over here, let's just take a look at these caladium. Amazing shade plant, lots of color. All right, we'll just get a back shot of this planter, and we're going to go around here in the front and take a look in just a minute. We have this guy here is coming to the end. Peppermint stick balsam plant is finishing blooming. Down below here, I will point out that after it is done blooming, it gets these, oops, I lost it, gets these little pods on it, and inside, this is still a little green, but inside it's gonna have some seeds. So right here are these white seeds. After they dry out, I think they get darker, and they will just spread and create more. Let's work our way around here. The planters over by the windows are doing pretty good. We're having a couple issues. The hyacinth bean vine has not bloomed yet. It has been a struggle to keep this guy watered. This is in full sun for most of the day, and it does dry out pretty quickly, so it's just been a struggle to kind of keep that guy with enough water. And I think if I was better at watering it, it may bloom faster. The herbs are doing okay down here. Thyme, rosemary, sage. More herbs down here. The mint. I did get some basil and some lemon balm over here. Peppers are also doing okay. This one is turning a nice red color. I do need to cut that off and use it. This one is supposed to turn yellow, and then I do have one little mini jalapeno happening right down here. So this pot with the alocasia or upright elephant ear is doing okay, except for, again, I'm having problems with the bacopa and the verbena. Same situation, not looking so great. So I came back in here and I just gave them all a haircut with the hopes that they will come back fuller and better and hopefully start to bloom again. So I have to step back here just so I can get this entire plant in frame. But of course my ornamental banana tree is looking amazing. So happy with this. It's going to be real interesting when it's time to store this over the winter. So look forward to a video where I have to cut this down and bring it inside. There are some petunias, and of course sweet potato vines are really going crazy. The sun patient back here was doing so well when I initially planted it, and now it's just kind of getting washed out. It looks a little small. It may be, again, a watering issue. When you put multiple plants together, there becomes competition for water, and sometimes certain plants, especially with sweet potato vines, they are water guzzlers, so they may be drinking up all the water and not leaving enough for the other plants, like the sun impatient. Just do a little quick look. This is my avocado tree, and we're gonna spin around. I think I did kind of miss the lantana over here, which are doing really nicely. They are very long. I may have to come back in here and cut some of those back. And I do want to point out that the daylily right here is finally done blooming, and I think this is going to be the last year for this daylily. I'm going to dig it out, and somebody else is going to inherit that guy, just because I think it's taking up too much space, and I'd like to just do something different there. So next video, our garden update, I think that one's going to be gone. I do have a canna coming in right back here. The clematis is finally on round 2 of blooming. I was getting nervous that nothing was going to happen. It did bloom early spring, and then it just kind of fizzled out, but we're finally getting some more blooms. The dahlias are, I guess, in between phase right now. They did bloom, and I did cut those blooms off, and now I'm just waiting for the new buds to open up. So there are a couple right here. The other cleome or spider flower is right here. This one is not white. It's like a purpley pink color. I'm really a fan of this plant. I think it's really unique. My mom was the one who told me about this plant, and she grows them at her house, so I'm kind of glad that I have brought them into my garden. I did grow those from seeds, and I have 2 large ones that are blooming, and then I have a 3rd one down here which is not looking so good. So this whole section right in through here hasn't been doing the best, and I have been fighting with ants. So I think I have a ant infestation down here, and they are, I don't know what they're doing, but the plants are not happy about it. I do see them down there kind of walking around. I think they're climbing amongst the roots of the plants and also chewing on the plants. So this area has not been the best this year, but something to think about next year is, you know, how can I do this differently? I may need to go in there and kind of dig around and investigate what's going on. So moving over here, this planter right here, which you can't even see the pot because it's so full, I think is probably one of the more successful planters this year. It started off a little slow, but things are finally starting to fill in really well. The sweet potato vine is huge, and then all of the red begonias that you see here, the dragon wing begonias, are finally taking off and consistently blooming. Of course, we have the Zebrina tridescantia here, and it looks like, let me dig in here, possibly, maybe, yes, this spider plant is having some babies. So that's exciting. And of course, This guy, the umbrella, cypress umbrella, is huge and also looking quite good. So very happy with this planter. Moving on, we have some impatiens and some different varieties of Tradescantias doing good down here. And spinning around, pineapple plant, of course some more caladiums, Persian shields, and some coleus. All right, so this was just a real quick update just to show you how things are doing back here. Overall, I'm very happy. I think this is probably one of my most successful years. It has been very, very hot, very sunny. We've been in the 90s. So as long as I can keep on top of making sure that these plants have enough water, I think we are going to continue to have a good growing season this year. All right, I think that is everything. If you like watching these videos, please click like and subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave me any comments at the bottom, and I will see you on the next garden tour. Hope everybody is having a great day in their garden.